Well, hello there, this is Limboleo Jr. and for the first time ever, I'm doing an after set interview with Mr. Jiqui right here. That's right, the freaking Nightmare Fuel EP, Good Vibrations, Jiqui. The Cutthroat collab with KOMPANY, Jiqui. The one who recently said congratulations to the Scumbag EP that is out right now on Cyclops Recordings and so many other amazing accolades. I can go on and on and on. I mean, your work with Cyclops in his EP of Chain Reaction, Second Roundtable, oh my god, that's incredible. And the Alchemist EP before Never Say Die, well, died, absolutely incredible too.
Thank you.
Dude, it's easy to say that you are one of the most rising artists and one of the most rising stars that we have in the EDM spectrum so far the underground, and all the success, all the love, all the accolades you got so far has been nothing short of incredible. So first off, let me personally tell you thank you. Thank you so much, not just for the amazing sets that was just done right here underneath Wooli and Nurko. Oh my god, absolutely freaking incredible.
Thank you.
Oh my god, all the incredible songs you've done, all the work you've done for the community, we truly appreciate you. And I can see you have some fans right in the background too.
We appreciate everything that you guys do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so well. Thank him. He's the star here. This is Jiqui.
Thank
oh
you.
my god, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is amazing. So first off, question I have to ask is this: well, what made you want to pursue this underground music career in EDM?
Honestly, basically once I first heard dubstep, which was Skrillex, my friend showed me and instantly I was just hooked. And
what song, if we can?
Scary Monsters and Ice Rice.
2010, okay.
Just the classic, yeah. And as soon as I heard it, I was hooked. Wanted to learn how to make it. Literally the next day after I heard it, got my mom's laptop, downloaded FL Studio, and just started like watching YouTube tutorials and learning, and it's just something it's something I fell in love with like as soon as I heard it. So it's just been like, that was when in like 2012. Now that was when I first got into it.
Wow, that is amazing. And like, so like the second like it released, you immediately just try to find a laptop and just start wanting to make that same exact sound, or like try and make your own sound.
Yeah, it was just, I just got hooked off of it right away.
And okay, and so as time went on, like when did like Jiqui like be born and you actually start like taking that as like a serious project for EDM?
Well, honestly, like even if you look on YouTube now, if you look hard enough, you'll be able to find the first songs I ever made, because the name Jiqui comes from my friend made it. Like we were just bouncing random names off each other because we were coming up with a name for the project, and Jiqui, he just said Jiqui. It doesn't really have a meaning, but since 2012, Jiqui has been a thing. So it's been like, I wanted to take it seriously as soon as I started it, but I started it when I was in high school, right? So I was just kind of messing around. I didn't really have a direction in mind, but back in like 2018, 2017 is when I went to my first music festival, and I hadn't been producing for a couple years before that. And then as soon as I saw it in a live setting, because it was the first time I saw dubstep in a live setting, I was like, yeah, I gotta pick this back up because I wanna be up there, I wanna be playing these shows, I wanna like make music again, because it's something I love doing, right?
Right,
so
and were there any like, artists that you saw like in your first music festival that like really stuck out to you?
Well, I saw Excision. That was my first time seeing Excision. Yeah, so that was like, I saw a bunch of other acts as well, but Excision was the main dubstep act like that I saw. That was, and obviously Excision's, one of the kings, so it just sparked the fire for me.
If I'm not mistaken, don't you have a few songs released in his label Subsidia?
Yeah, I dropped a couple songs on Subsidia. I have a collab with Cyclops and Zeta.
That is amazing, and like, I mean, how did it feel to like, you saw him live in your music festival, and like now, like we fast forward a few years later, like 2016, is it right?
Yeah, like 2017, 2018. I can't remember the exact year, to be honest. I think it was 2017.
So 2017. So like a few years later, fast forward, you have a few songs in his Subsidia label. How did it feel to like be noticed by him and for him to put his work in his label, or like probably some of those songs being played live?
Yeah, no, it's a crazy feeling. Like I was at his Thunderdome show, which is what I'm pretty sure was his first show of the Evolution tour. he dropped 2 of my tracks, like, and I saw it live, and that was like one of the craziest moments. Like, it still was one of the craziest moments of my life. Like, seeing an artist like that play your music on a stage like that, like, it's really, you can't really explain how it feels. It's just it's also just kind of like a confirmation that, like, hey, like, I'm doing something right, and it just feels really good, you know? And like, obviously having the songs on his label, like, you know, he loves the songs enough to want to have them on the label. It's really awesome.
That is incredible. So that's like, so that like moment, like seeing your songs being played live in the Thunderdome is absolutely amazing. But like, was that like the most like the crowning moment you had when someone played your song out live, or were there other moments when you thought, oh my gosh?
I mean, honestly, the first time I saw one of my tracks being played live was at Bass Canyon, and it was by KOMPANY. And KOMPANY's been like a huge supporter of my music, like, for a very long time. He's one of my best friends. And this was kind of like before we were really good friends. Like, when I was still like very underground at that point. But we were at Bass Canyon, and I had no idea he was gonna play the song. And it just came on, and there's a video somewhere, like, me and my friends were just losing it. Like, that was the craziest moment. Like, the Excision thing was, that was when I was a little bit more established.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I was still like, you know, I'm obviously still underground, but when I was very, very, like, that was
like,
the first
like,
time.
We're talking like very, very underground.
Yeah.
And then like after like they noticed you and like you did the whole warm-up.
Yeah, it was kind of like a domino effect from there.
That's when
like,
it started like increasing to like, you know, like be like, oh, rise and underground.
Yeah, like after that happened, like it was kind of a domino effect. Like, Excision had started playing my music out consistently, like a lot of other artists started supporting the project, so it was just, yeah, those moments are like really huge.
So I have to ask, like, since you talk about KOMPANY, like, was he one of like your biggest inspirations? And like, when you guys like met for the very first time, you guys like say something like, oh my gosh, we just have to make a collaboration together, and that's when like Cutthroat was born?
No, so like, he used to give me lessons, so he's been like a mentor to me as well. But we've been talking for a couple years, and then finally, like, at one point, he had made a tweet about wanting to collab with some producers, and I just sent him a message like, hey, like, if you want to work on something, I'd love to work on something. And then like next day we got on a Zoom call. So we have an unreleased, we have 2 unreleased collabs right now.
One of them you played in your set?
Yeah, one of them was the last song I played in my set tonight, but the other one is a lot older one that's probably never gonna come out, but it's still, I really like the track. But that was the first song we made together. And then Cutthroat was like this random idea I had, and I sent it to him, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I should scrap this or not. And he was like, no, don't scrap this, let's work on it. We got on a call like the next day, worked on it, and then he was playing UBBI DUBBI Festival like the next week, and he brought me out on stage to play it. And that was the first time I've ever been brought out on stage, and that was like, even like, that was so crazy, because I've never been in front of a crowd like that before. And, you know, to obviously be with a guy like KOMPANY. And then he also played another one of my IDs right after that and brought me out, which was Scumbag actually at the time.
And that was like the like skeleton version of Scumbag.
Yeah, it was like the first early version of Scumbag.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, it was such a crazy moment. Like,
so when you were brought on stage, like how did it feel to like I don't know if that was like the first time ever like being on the stage?
Oh, I was so nervous. Like, you know, I wasn't even playing the set, but I never really even, like, I played a couple, because this was after COVID, so I had only played a few shows prior to COVID. So the biggest crowd I'd been in front of was maybe like 200, 300 people. This is like thousands of people. Like, it was, yeah, it was, I can't really explain it. It was awesome.
But hey, ever since like that moment, like him bringing you out, it was just like, again, like you said, a domino effect, like leading you to like do so many other amazing shows, and like of course leading to the present, which is this show at iBoat NYC. Again, absolutely incredible job. But are there any like, you know, collaborations that you like are very proud of, and like you want to, like, you have to play it out to live?
I mean, like, any artist I collab with is an artist I love. Like, I love, and I don't care really the size of the artist, like if they're bigger than me or if they're smaller than me. Like, if I love your music, like, I want to work on a song with you. But, you know, any of the collabs I've released, I'm super proud of. Specifically, my collab with Phase 1, Subterrestrial, is probably one of my favorite songs I've ever worked on. Phase 1's been like one of my favorite artists for a long time, so working with him was awesome. My unreleased collab with Squishy, which we played tonight.
Yeah.
Another song I'm super
I have to say hi to Squishy because his music I've been listening to, and he is absolutely freaking amazing.
Yeah, no, Squishy's an insane producer, and it's good to work with him. I mean, my collab with Ivory, which is out on Never Say Die. Obviously, Never Say Die is not a label anymore, but
the song still lives on.
For sure, yeah, no, any collabs that I've released, I love all of them. So, like I said, I just love collaborating with artists who I really love their music.
That is amazing, and we cannot also my personal favorite. Not trying to pick favorites because like all your songs are just called.
No, totally,
that's absolutely amazing. But I gotta give a shout out to Tynan. Tynan and that
dude, that's another one. Like that's another one I just forgot about. I love Tynan, one of the best producers out there. That song was in the works for like literally 2 years. That song has been through so many different versions, and then
I've been through like development hell.
Yeah, it's been like if you heard the first version of that song compared to what it is now, it's a completely different track. But that was another one that was super fun to work on because Kevin's like a great producer and he's a good friend. So yeah, he's just another guy who's always been like really supportive of my stuff.
That's incredible. That's amazing. And maybe I'm thinking like too deep, like some of your incredible works, but when it comes to like some of your EPs, like we're talking like the Alchemist EP, the Alchemy EP, or even like recently the Scumbag EP, is there like a purpose to like what you're trying to portray in it? Is it just like, you making these EPs just to show people how much you've improved over the years, or is like a story involved?
It's definitely supposed to just be like a showcase of, because I don't believe that I mean, some people tell me otherwise. I don't really believe I have a sound. I kind of like to think that I have more of a style in my music, and I just like to use different sounds to make that style. But usually my EPs are just kind of showcases of the style that I'm really enjoying at that point. Scumbag EP is like kind of the next step of what I want to take with Jiqui. I just really like the dark, gritty, like, sudden death is like a huge inspiration to me.
A few of the songs you played in your sets. So.
Yeah, sudden death is like a huge guy that I look up to. I love like the atmosphere and darkness to his music, and I like to, obviously replicate it to a certain extent in my music.
But still making your own.
Yeah, of course.
You're obviously not trying to be like a sudden death copycat. So.
No, definitely not. Like he's just someone I look up to, and like all those guys, like in that kind of group, like. Like Yax, Uber, Neonix, like all those guys are such insane producers, and I really respect their music. And I'm just trying to try and evolve my style and my sound, even though I don't think I have a sound. But I'm just trying to evolve everything, with every release I do.
That is amazing to hear. And again, what you're doing, what you're creating already is absolutely incredible. And of course, the Scumbag EP is absolutely freaking amazing. And of course, please give my love to some of the people you've worked on, for example, Kill Feed. That song is absolutely in freaking insane.
Kill Feed is another one of my absolute favorite producers. Working with it.
I'm just continuing where we left off.
Yeah.
Don't keep this rolling. I am so sorry we shut down a bit. We kind of cut it off. We were talking about Kill Feed, track 3 of the Scumbag EP. Go back to it.
Yeah, no, Kill Feed, he's another one of my favorite producers. He's a good friend of mine. Absolutely insanely talented dude. So it was just working together was just I've been listening to his music for a really long time, even before he rebranded to Kill Feed. So, it was just a no-brainer to work together. And that track was always on the EP from the start. I originally started an idea, which was the second drop of the song which that used to be the first drop, but then we switched it. He did some of the synth work in the first drop, and it just came together really naturally.
That is amazing, and of course, I have to mention this because I can't leave without mentioning this. The freaking amazing Behemoth Flip that you have done, that I absolutely freaking adored. It absolutely floored me every time I hear that edit. I mean, we already have a few versions of Behemoth already.
Yeah.
I think like many of them.
Yeah,
we have
so
the
many.
original. We have Skybreak's a version of it. We have the 2.0 version of it in Void Volume 2 in the collection Maze of Punishment. But then I hear your Flip Behemoth, and oh my god, I could not believe it. Now it's the point where it's I pray sometimes when I hear the build up of Behemoth, I say to myself, let me Jiqui, please let me Jiqui.
No, I appreciate it.
Jiqui. And I'm like waiting for it. I had to wait for like tell me please. Is it Jiqui, please? And then the boom. I'm like, yes, it's him! It's finally Jiqui! It's Jiqui! It's Jiqui! I'm like, yes!
Yeah.
How did that come to be?
No, it was just a random idea I had one day because I love that track, and I was just like, I gotta put my own spin. I love making little edits and remixes. I played the VIP of my flip tonight. The Behemoth thing that I played tonight, it's a VIP of my
That was
own
a
edit.
VIP of the flip.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, I always like to make little VIPs for shows. It'll probably never come out, but it's just something I like to play out.
Jiqui!
I know, maybe I'll have to put it out one day.
Please, even if it's just for me, even if you have to DM me that version, don't let it go, don't let it die. Don't let that VIP die. Please.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do.
Oh, no. I mean, here's the thing. When I hear like something that's absolutely amazing, I have to comment and say how incredible it is. However, I do not like it when some people think like, oh, this is never gonna see the light of day. But
Yeah.
like you mentioned, I think you mentioned once that like for example, you mentioned Cutthroat and how it was an idea that was made that was random and you wanted to scrap it, but company told you not to do that. Like, how does it feel to how is it like to choose look through your files, look through your creations, and think like, okay, this is what I want to keep, this is what I want to throw away. I don't think it's like my absolute best.
Yeah, it's just, there kind of came a point when when I started producing, I felt like everything I made had to come out, but some tracks for me are just more practice, and some I just make specifically for shows. And usually when I make something, it's with the intention, okay, I'm just gonna make something for a show, or I'm gonna try and practice some new sound design or some new techniques or whatever. And then sometimes those turn into actual tracks, but it just kind of comes down to what ideas I really feel like I'm happy with, and what ideas I feel like people are gonna like the most. But yeah, so it's unrealistic to say that every single thing I make is gonna come out, just because I have a lot of unreleased tracks, and I would say 50% of them are probably not even gonna see the light of day, just because they're not up to the standard that I hold to the music. But it's not that they're bad tracks or anything, it's just a little more selective of what's gonna be actually released to people.
Understood. I definitely do understand, and I know it's kind of like that, that image control of what you're making. You want to make sure that what you put out is your best and something to be proud of course. However, I will, that much I definitely understand, but let me just tell you right here, right now, some of the unreleased stuff you played, I'm happy to have heard, and I pray that some of that stuff you heard isn't just just for this set only, and not gonna be ever played again.
No, I mean most of the stuff you would have heard tonight is probably coming out, aside from maybe a couple. But if I'm ever on the mic and saying this is a new track or something, it's because that's probably something I want to come out, because I want people to get familiar with it, because then people post videos of it or something, or then get shared or whatever, and then people start to kind of recognize oh yeah, that's that Jiqui track, or that's that whoever track, because that's even, for example, Ray Volpe just dropped Laserbeam. It's a banger song. He had it sitting for a really long time, so just kind of deciding those moments when it's going to be good to release it, or starting to build hype for it and getting people familiar with it.
Right. Understood. And I think it mentioned of course I keep going back to Cutthroat, my apologies. But that was the song you mentioned that was in the ringer, you had to wait a few years to release with Company, right?
Yeah, that song, it was originally just a 30-second idea. I sent it to Kyle, and he was no, let's work on this. And then we finished the track in a day. And then we just got it ready for, we sent it to Never Say Die, and then they wanted to release it, and then
That is amazing, absolutely amazing. And I had to mention this to kind of talk about unreleased stuff, but what's coming up next for Jiqui? I mean, like you mentioned, you have another song with Company. I heard unreleased with Stone Level. I heard unreleased with Squishy. I heard unreleased with OG Nixon. Oh my God!
Yeah.
What else might be coming, man?
I can't really say a lot right now, but I have I probably have like 50 fully finished tracks right now, and I'm just like kind of piecing them all together to see how I want to release them. You know, maybe not all of those are going to come out, but I'm just kind of like getting stuff ready, getting collabs going, and just seeing what we can do. I can't say anything for sure yet, but we got some really big stuff coming that I'm super excited about.
Definitely understood. So it's like you like looking through like 50 like full-fledged tracks. Like, are you trying to like decide if it can be like made as like an EP or like maybe a debut album, or maybe like you said, you want like make a showcase of like what you're making?
Yeah, like one thing I can say is we definitely have like some kind of a showcase. That's all I can really say. That'll be coming in a while, but just because like I like showing people what I'm working on, and I like people to like, you know, I don't want to keep everything locked away forever. But yeah, no, definitely more EPs. Like down the road for sure, I'll do an album. I haven't conceptualized it at all or anything. It's something I want to do, but it's not really like in the near future by any means. But it's something that you can definitely expect.
Hopefully we expect it, and I know with someone as incredible as you, who really takes this very seriously, it's going to be something that's absolutely incredible. I mean, you're already making rounds so far, like I said, I never say die, it's like round table, and of course Psychology Recordings, those with Subtronics. Just thank you so much for all the work you're doing. We truly appreciate you. I am just honored and blessed to have a chance to speak with you. Despite the difficulties, I am honored and blessed to have met you and spoken with you and just tell you thank you so much for all that you're doing, all that you're making. Know what you're doing is amazing. Know we truly appreciate you with all that you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, bro. Like, you're really the people. We need more people like you out here. Like, people who just genuinely like care and love the music. Like, I was really happy when you reached out to me because I've seen you on social media a lot. We've obviously talked a couple times on Twitter, but I'm super excited to talk to you. And like I said, we need more people like you, and I appreciate you even wanting to take the time to talk to me too.
Thank you so much, and of course, thank you so much, Wooli, for like bringing this incredible gem to the format of the iBoat NYC. We truly appreciate you so much. It's going to be an absolute honor to see you perform on stage as well tonight. Well, if I can find my spot again, I feel like it's already been taken. Again, I don't know what spot. If there's a spot for me in the group room, maybe there's some way, because I need to see the Mammoth in action if possible. Maybe we'll work something out with the security, I don't know. But thanks so much, Wooli, for bringing this man on stage and letting him shine. If I may ask quickly, like, what is there like a song from Wooli that's your favorite?
Song from Wooli that's my favorite? Oof. I really like his collab with Tynan. I don't know how to say it.
Extraterrestrial?
No, Harbinger.
Oh, Harbinger!
Yeah, that song is crazy. That's one of my favorite Wooli tracks. Also one of my favorite Tynan tracks. But yeah, no, that's definitely. I'm a big fan of Island as well.
His work with Trifecta, Seven Lions, and Neb, another amazing classic. If I may add my own like tracks to the fire, I would say my favorite tracks from him, it would definitely have to be like his work with Excision, of course, with in the Evolution EP.
Oh yeah, it's a legendary
from
EP.
freaking Lockdown to Evolution to the carbon that is Oxygen. Absolutely incredible job in that regard. But of course, I give us love to his recent EP, the Resurrection EP. From Fight Milk to Light Up the Sky with Trifecta and Step, hope you say his name properly. And of course, I think Crazy as well with Casey Cook. Such a beautiful, freaking amazing song. We truly appreciate you, Wooli, and really appreciate you. We know that we absolutely love you. And thank you so much for bringing Jiqui to shine on this stage in iBoat NYC. Thank you so much, Jiqui. We truly appreciate you. I can barely wait to see you live on stage and just rock the entire boat. This is Emily signing out. I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for watching.